6 weeks ago, I was stuck in a bit of a funk, in a bit of a rut, and I managed to get out of it. And for the last 4 weeks, have been firing on all cylinders with my fitness, my business, with my family, and also for myself as well. Now, I'm doing this video on the fly because I just thought I really want to share this because I reckon it will help people. I'll try and keep it succinct, basically give you a step-by-step process. Now, the way that I did it was for my life as a whole. And so it's slightly different, but the way I'm going to give it to you is for fitness. So I'll explain the differences that I recommend. And this is something that I've started taking my clients through, and it's been incredible for them. And it's really helped re-spark that motivation, get them excited for what they can achieve again, and push on, really, which is the main thing. So the first thing to do is a vision session. Now, it sounds a bit woo-woo, and when I wanted to do this, or when I thought about doing this, I actually put it off for 3 weeks because I was like, is it gonna help? I don't know. And I put it off, and then eventually I did do it, and my goodness, it helped so much. So the vision session is essentially journaling, but the way you do it is you set aside a period of time, and the amount of time I recommend is 15 minutes. And you start by saying, it's the date plus 1 year. So currently the 15th of July. It's the 15th of July, 2027. And I've achieved everything I set out to. The last year has been amazing because, and then you set your timer for 15 minutes and you just write. And you do not stop writing until the timer goes off. Now, this, if you're doing it for your fitness, you'll talk about potentially your body composition, any kind of strength goals you've hit. You might talk about your nutrition, what your habits and routines are with that. The trick is not to let yourself stop writing, and you just let everything come out on paper. Like I said, I did this for my life. So I did like a 3-year vision journey thing, and I did it for 25 minutes. And my notes here, I ended up doing 5 pages, I think. And it is that thing where you're like, oh, is it going to help? I don't know. And you sort of put it off, but do it, because as soon as you do it, you're like, my goodness, that was incredible. The first 5 minutes feel a bit weird and not much comes out. And then you start like writing and your brain kind of pulls things and you end up writing things which you didn't think about or realize that you wanted to focus on. And it just gives you that clarity. And this is exciting because you're like, wow, these are all the things I could do, I could move towards, I could achieve. So that's the first bit. Once you've done that, that's a vision session. Once you've done that, you need to take everything that you've written down, go through it, and then extract the goals, like pull the goals out for it. So with my vision session, I basically did it on my body. So how I wanted my body performance, strength, body composition, my brain, so my own skill development, my own personal development as well, which is a massive thing that I'm into, my business, so my online coaching business, where I want that to be, but then also my family and kind of where I want to be with my family life. Now, once you've got all of that down, you extract the goals, and I now have my goals on my wall here. So this is my list of sort of big goals of what I want to achieve over the next 3 years, which is pretty cool. So if you're doing it for your fitness, you'll then kind of reverse engineer that so you can get all of your goals for the next year. Now, for that, you then want to pick the ones that are most important to you, and they'll be the main ones to kind of focus on. You want to reverse engineer what you're doing, and we need to break it down. So you take your goals and you're like, okay, if this is where I want to be in a year, where do I want to be in 6 months? If I need to be here in 6 months, where do I need to be in 3 months? If I need to be here in 3 months, where do I need to be in 6 weeks? Now, with that 6 weeks, you want to set a reminder in your calendar that says, this is the 6-week checkpoint, check in with my goals. So you've then got that first point where you're like, this is where I'm working towards. Let's say, you want to lose 5 kilos and gain 2 kilos of lean body mass, or 5 kilos of lean body mass, whatever it may be. The first phase might be the first 6 weeks or 12 weeks might be, okay, I need to lose 6 kilos, because a little bit of that will be glycogen and water. And then, so the 6-week goal will be like, I need to lose 3 kilos by this. And then you're like, I need to lose half a kilo every week. You've got something to focus on there. And then from there, each 6 weeks, you can then set the goals. That's the main thing that we want to do with this. Some of your goals might be subjective. So some goals might be, I want to feel more confident, or I want to feel better in my body, whatever it may be. You've got to add some objectivity to that. So try and describe what that actually looks like. What will happen if you're more confident in your body? Is it you'll wear white t-shirts, you'll be in medium t-shirts, you will go for a run in the summer and take your top off, whatever it may be, but you need to add some objectivity to it. The power of doing this is, if you've got a 6-week goal and a 6-week checkpoint, you can go for it for 6 weeks. That's easy. You can really go for it. And you've got a deadline to kind of reach this place. Now, once you've reverse engineered the goals and you know kind of where you're going to there, and that's kind of what I did. So I've got my Q3 goals here for my body, my brain, my business, and my being, which is me, my family, everything like that. The next thing you need to do is answer a few questions about the most important goals. They are, and I'm going to read them off so I get them right for you. So the first question you want to ask is, what is my goal? Why is it important? How will I benefit from that goal? So how will you benefit from that goal? What are the negatives of not achieving the goal if you don't achieve it? Who else will it impact if you do achieve the goal, and how? If you've got family, have you got a partner, colleagues, whatever it may be? Who else suffers if you don't achieve the goal, and how? How do they suffer? And then the next one's really important. Like, what obstacles will I face while I'm trying to get to the goals? If it's lose 10 kilos, 5 kilos, barbecues are an obstacle. It's very easy to overeat, drink, which will then take away weeks of progress. The next question is, how will you overcome these obstacles? So if it's a barbecue, eat before you go, plan out what you'll have a 1-plate rule, have alcohol-free beers, whatever it may be. Be the designated driver, so you don't have to worry about drinking. And then lastly, what is the next 6-week checkpoint? And then what is the date of that checkpoint? And then you've got these things to work towards. Now, the reason why this works so well is there's 2 ways you can be motivated towards a goal. One is fear, worried that something bad will happen. If you're overweight, you can't get up the stairs and you've got 3 young kids, worried that as the kids get older, you're not going to be able to do everything you want to do with them. That's going to be one driver. The problem is, as soon as you get out of that discomfort zone and you're comfortable, and that's no longer a worry, that's not a driving force. So the reason why this is so good is because it also focuses on what you'll gain and what the benefits will be. I've got an idea of what my life looks like in 3 years, and that excites the heck out of me. So much so that I'm just going all in with everything I can to make this happen, and it's not all in with business. It's not all in with just family. It's a combination, and I'm able to segment my time and just get everything that I need to do done. But going through that process, you'll get excited about what you want to achieve, what you can achieve, and you'll know the steps to get there, and you'll know the obstacles that will get you in the way, so you can plan ahead and kind of get through them. Does it take a bit of effort and a bit of work? Yeah, it does. It really does. It takes some time, but in the same breath, that same time will set you up and give you a much better chance of actually reaching your goal and getting excited. Now, the last thing that you need to do, which is what I've done, is put your goals somewhere that you will see them regularly. Because if you have them there and you are regularly reminded of the vision that you want to go to, it's top of mind and you're more motivated to do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. Hopefully this helps. I mean, I should really put a lead magnet in to try and, collect your email addresses, get you into my world, but I haven't got one for this yet. And if you want someone to help you work through this process, this is what I do when I onboard a client. So drop me an email and then we can go from there.